right? And we're going to talk about some of those activities. You want to talk to people every day, guys. Every day. Now, you may not tell the person every day about the business opportunity, but you got to talk to people every day. Sometimes you just call people to check in to say, hi, how's it going? And listen to see what they're saying. If they're giving you any inclination that life sucks, oh my God, I just lost my job, money is tight, whatever they tell you, then you could like slide your way in and, offer the opportunity. But you have to talk to people every day. And some people, you would just have to warm them up before you go in for the big kill, right? So more people you contact, more contracts, right? And I typically make about 50 to 100 calls per day. Now, when I say 50 to 100 calls, some people may think that's a lot. It is not a lot, because that's a combination of text, that's a combination of phone call. That's a huge part of social media. I do social media marketing. I'm constantly texting people, messaging people, Instagramming people, and Facebooking people, right? So you got to have those contacts. And sometimes it's not even about the business. Sometimes it might just be liking their photo or sending them a nice compliment or giving them or commenting or something, because I want them to know me. I want them to get familiar to conversating with me, because someday I'm going to hit them up and say, hey, I have a workshop. I know you have a little girl, and I think this is something that you should definitely log in and listen to, right? So 50 to 100 phone calls. If you can do 50 per day, that's great, because out of those 50 people, half of them automatically is not going to take their calls. They're not going to answer you, right? And it's okay. If you make 50 phone calls and only 20 pick up, guess what? You got 30 people to follow up with the next day or the following day. So I want you guys to start thinking like a farmer. We got to plant seeds. You don't plant the seed today and it harvests tomorrow. So the more seeds you plant, which is contacting people, is going to be better for you in the long run, right? So let's talk about these activities that I do. You got to have, and I'm sure you guys have all heard about your top 25 list. Well, guess what? You got to have several top 25 lists. I have a top 25 list for clients. I have a top 25 list for people that I'm trying to recruit to do the business. I have a top 25 list of people that I'm following up with. I have a top 25 list of people who maybe I'm not ready to contact them yet, right? So you got to have several lists. And if nothing else, all of us have a phone. We have people in our phone. That right there is low-hanging fruits. They already know you. You know them. You have their number. They have your number. So you start with them. Again, I'm going to say my sweet spot is social media. My thing is they're going to see me, right? They're going to see me. If they go on YouTube, they're going to see me on YouTube. They go on Snapchat, they're going to see me on Snapchat. They go on Twitter, they're going to see me on Twitter. They're going to see me. I plant so much seeds. I pretty much canvas the old social media area. They're going to see me at some point. And then, of course, going back to social media, I have 4 Facebook groups. I have 3 Facebook business page. I have my personal profile, a YouTube channel, a LinkedIn account, a Twitter account, a Snapchat account, 4 IG accounts, my WhatsApp, and groups. That is a lot. So why do I have so much? Because different people are going to be on different platforms. Some people will not be on LinkedIn. Some people are not going to be on Twitter. Some people are not going to be on IG. But if you're on any one of these, at some point you're going to see me, right? And then I also have groups that I'm part of. So if you guys have WhatsApp, which most people have WhatsApp with their phone, I create groups in my WhatsApp. So I'm constantly hitting people up with messages. And as you guys know, we have events happening every day. We have the business overview, which is, again, another outreach for you to invite someone to. We have grand opening. So when someone gets their license and we want to promote them, we do a grand opening for them. Of course, we have the financial workshops. We could invite people to a one-on-one or special events. So there's so much things to do that's going to drive activity. You just need to pick up the phone, call these people. And like I said, sometimes it may not be where you're going for the kill right away. You just got to warm them up, right? And then another thing that I do is I have strategic collaboration. So I partner with people who are also mingling with finance. So right now is tax season. If you know people who does tax or the guy who is doing your own tax, hey, guess what? You want to set up a one-on-one so we could show them this, because if they're going to file tax, people are getting tax refund. Or maybe they're not going to get a tax refund. And if they don't get a tax refund, guess what? We could show them this opportunity to make money. And if they get a tax refund, we know what they're going to do. They're either going to pay bills or go spend it. Some of that needs to be in an IUL, right? Same thing with real estate agents. You know, real estate agents, or make friends with real estate agent, because they've got to see people finance to know if they're going to get approved or denied for this apartment that they want to rent or house that they want to buy. Same thing with credit. So many people have credit issues. Guess what? Make friends or reach out to some people who you know are doing credit, and then show them the opportunity, because all of them would love to have another source of income. Who doesn't want another source of income? You're already sitting with clients and seeing their finances. So why not show them, hey, I could help you with your credit, but I could also help you make money so you could pay off this debt sooner and fix your credit and get out of your credit sooner. Radio personnel, if you know people who own a radio station or you have connection to a radio station, you want to get on the radio. On Sunday, while I was driving, I heard on the radio station, another organization was doing a promo. They had like an hour session where they were talking about the IUL and funeral concierge, and they listed the phone number, and I called the number, but it wasn't someone with WFG, but it sounded so much like, to what we do. So collaborate with other people. We know tax people. All of us are going to file our taxes this year. Make friends with your tax professional. They already know your history, right? So show them the opportunity. If you own a house, the person who sold you the house, reach out to them. And these are some business metrics. So going back to the 50 people that I would contact per day, or 100 people, these are some business metrics. If you contact 10 people, there's a formula: 30, 50, 75. If you contact 10 people, right, 30 out of the 10, 6 of them, you're going to get appointments. You speak to 10 of them, 6 are going to give you an appointment. But we know that out of those 6 appointments, not all 6 are going to show up. And in the beginning, I didn't know this business metrics, but in the beginning, in my early stage in this career, I would overbook myself. And people were like, why are you taking 2 and 3 appointments for like the same time frame? I didn't even know this business metric, but I was overbooking myself because I already say, I know somebody's going to no show, somebody's going to cancel, somebody may genuinely want to do this, see this opportunity, but life is going to happen. Life happens and they're going to be running late, or they may no show, or they may just cancel and reschedule. So this is very important for you to know, because if you're going to contact 10 people, know that out of those 10, really 3 are actually going to show up. And the 3 that are going to show up, you're always going to hear one person say, oh, it sounds good, but I got to think about it. I got to discuss it with my girlfriend, my wife, my boyfriend, my mom, my dog, my cat, whatever. Somebody's going to tell you they want to think about it. And then you're going to have one person who's going to say, it sounds good, but I don't have the money, right? And then there's going to be that one person who's going to say, yes, let's do it. So when you know this, you want to make more phone calls. And when people no show or cancel, it doesn't faze you, because you know the formula tells you that if you contact 10, 6 will say yes, 3 are going to show up, and only 1 is going to do something. So when somebody tells me, oh, I want to think about it, I'm okay with that. I'll reschedule you for next week or next couple of days. Think about it, right? So it also makes it easier for you not to get upset or be stressed out if somebody doesn't show up or they cancel, because you overbooked yourself. And then again, DDR, double digit recruiting. If you recruit 10 people, statistics shows that out of those 10, only 2 of them are probably going to be a solid recruit. Most people that we recruit, they're going to fall towards the client side. I don't know why is it. People don't want to do a business. They don't want to, I don't know, like they're just comfortable with their job, right? So you may recruit 10 people, but only 2 of them are probably going to be serious and want to do this business. Everybody else is going to be either a client or they're going to be wishy-washy. right? So when you know this, you want to recruit a lot of people, because out of the 10, it's really not 10, it's really 2 that are, you're going to probably find 2 solid people, right? And also you want to make sure you're doing your 117. Your first 7 days in the business, get your 1 recruit, get your 1 account. This is easy because typically the account is your own. You've got to do your own solution. You can't tell somebody to save if you're not saving, right? So typically your first 7 days is you doing your own account, your own financial strategy, and you get a recruit. LP 30, the first 30 days, you want to make sure people are licensed and they get promoted to their 3-3-30. Once you're promoted, the standards is 5-5-30. Get 5 members, 5 recruit, and start making money with your license. So I say this all the time in my base shop. Follow the leader. I follow Johnny. Johnny follows Rich Tolly, and we're all following the leader. So you got to be sold out to the system. The system is simple. You join the business. You own a product, because you cannot tell somebody go do something, because they may ask you, do you have an IUL? Do you have an Everest? I love showing people my 3 IUL. I love giving them the story. Listen, this is when I started. I got my first IUL in April. Immediately 3 months later, I got a second IUL. A following year later, I got a third IUL. I love showing people that stuff, right? Because it sells them the business, and it shows them I'm making money, and it shows them that I also own what I'm telling you you should get. So you join, you own a product, and you share. You share the information, right? Now, most of us, when we first start, we get discouraged because we're not seeing results right away, or it takes us a long time to get our license, right? But guess what? You never want to quit. Because when you quit in this business, not only you're quitting on yourself, but you're quitting on your future generation. You do never want to quit. Be coachable. Usha Zahn, she'll tell you this all the time. When I first started, Jonathan would tell me, oh my God, Odetta, you're so gullible. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, whatever I tell you to do, you just do it. I don't question. I don't ask why. I just do whatever he tells me to do. So you want to be coachable and soak it all up, because in the beginning, yeah, he's holding my hand, but at some point now I'm flying solo. So in the beginning, somebody's always going to hold our hand, but after a while, you're going to fly solo. So you want to be coachable, learn as much as you can, and soak it all up like a sponge, because you're not just learning for yourself, but you're learning to also teach this information in the future. Execute at speed of execution. No sense being coachable if you're going to take this information and not do anything with it. You got to execute. So if he tells me, go do your 3-3-30 or do your 5-5, this is the plan, this is what we need to do it right away, because money is associated with speed, guys. You got to execute with speed. And every month you want to have a focus. So in the beginning, it was my 3-3-30. Now it's, what's my goal now? 30-40, right? So it took me a while to get to 30-40, but everybody should have a goal. And the minimum standards is 3-3-30. Once you've done your 3-3-30, you've had maybe like 2-3 months run, you want to go for 5-5, 5-5-30, because now it's not just you alone, it's you and your team. Run for every promotion. Listen, I don't care if it's a pen, I don't care if it's a t-shirt, I don't care if it's a piece of paper. I ran for every promotion. And you know what that did? That got me into rooms with smaller group conversation and smaller, higher level training. And by default, I'm learning the business, I'm making money, and I'm getting higher coaching. So it doesn't matter what the promotion is, just run for everything, because it's going to get you into those smaller type of meetings where you're being coached at a higher level. And have a competitive winning spirit. Sometimes we give up before even starting, or we, like I remember when I was running with Usha, and I was like, Usha, you could do it even though we were in the same month. Let's get you your momentum watch. Let's get you your 3K cash flow. And, at that point we were like 2 weeks into the month. No, it's not over till it's over, guys. So I don't ever say to myself, oh my God, it's the second week in the month. I don't think I'm going to make it. No, I'm going harder, because I know I only got 2 weeks to push. So you got to have a competitive spirit and a winning can-do spirit. It's not over till it's over. I'm going to fight till the last second. And I do this every time. When I was running for my MD watch, for my MD promotion, senior marketing promotion, 100K, it is not over until it's over. I don't care if I only got 24 hours to go. I'm making those calls for the next 24 hours, right? The dream is free, but how many of us are going to hustle? Everybody can come in here and make money. Everybody can come in here and change their life, but it's going to take hustle. And for me, I'll be hustling every day. So what is that going to look like? Massive follow-up. All those lists of people that you have, you're going to have to contact them multiple times, multiple ways, several times. Because 90% of what we do is following up. We're going to show people this opportunity and we're going to have to follow up. Very few people will make a decision right away. And at a point, it's going to come where they're going to make a decision right away. But that's going to be you bettering your skills and being so good at what you do. But you're still going to have people that are going to want to think about it, especially when you're moving large amount of money. So 80% of your time will be spent on constantly following up with clients. And because we know this is good for them, we should be following up, because statistics show that people need to be having 5 to 7 touch points before they actually say yes. 5 to 7 times. So you could send them a text message, you call them, you invite them to a webinar, you invite them to a business overview, you invite them to a one-on-one, you send them an article, you send them a YouTube video. They're going to need to see this stuff a couple of times because they've never heard it before. They've never heard about tax advantage stuff. They've never heard about an IUL, right? All they know is a 401k. And it's hard for them to see, oh my God, why no one is not doing an IUL? Why is everyone doing a 401k? So they're going to need to see this a couple of times before they actually get it. And if you do not know or you do not have a Google account, get yourself a Google number. It is free. And whenever you're posting, wherever, you want to make it easy for people to get in touch with you by just posting your Google number everywhere, right? So when you post your phone number everywhere on all of your posts, your email or whatever you're posting, you're making it easy for people to text you. I wake up and I have text message people seeing something that I post somewhere and they want more info or they want to talk to me, right? And one of my favorite tools that I use for for mass texting is called Textiful. Super easy, one click, and I'm able to disseminate like hundreds of text messages when I want to send out to my group. I also do email campaigner on WFG. I send out about twice per month emails. Again, anything major that I have coming up or I'm trying to push people to be on, I do email mass. But guess what? Email doesn't have a high conversion. Text and phone have a higher conversion. So this is why you want to first pick up the phone, talk to people, and then you could also follow up with a text. And a lot of us are spending too much time planning. We want to learn everything under the sun before we start doing anything. Guess what? You're not going to learn everything under the sun. So just do it. Just do it. Get your treat 30, make your mistake fast because we are going to make mistake. But again, if you're with your coach or your trainer, the mistake is not going to hurt the client because your trainer is managing the activity. Your trainer is doing the presentation. So you want to get out there and start doing it, right? You get to design your dream life, guys. What is your why? Because if you know what is your why, when someone cancel on you or no show or they give you the runaround, it's not going to faze you, right? It's not going to faze you. This business has an opportunity to all give us financial freedom, not just for you, but for your generation, right? Our job can't give us that, right? So what is your why? My why is financial freedom and building generational wealth. And I don't even have any kids. I don't have my own kids. So I could just imagine if I had my kids, I would have been going harder because I would have want all of them to have like a $20 million IUL each, right? So what is your why, right? What we do, we make money. It's good for you. It's good for me. It's good for our family. So you get to help yourself first. And with this information, when we're helping other families, that's how we make money. And the best part, there's no cap on how much we can make. I could never tell my dean I want to make $20,000 this month or $30,000 this month. Heck, my dean don't even make that kind of money, right? Here, we get to control how much money we want to make. There's no cap on your income potential. Coming from the sales background in a hotel, they cap us on how much commission we can make. They cap us on how much income we can make. This doesn't happen here at WFG. So we got to go harder, guys, because we're changing our lives in the process and helping other people. We're doing good. Winning is an option. It's only the option. The more you learn in this business and you apply yourself, you're going to earn more. So for me, in the beginning, I wanted to learn everything, and I still want to learn everything. Johnny had a private training on Sunday, and I saw someone post something on Instagram. I'm like, did I miss something? How come I'm not in that training? He's like, no, it's only for my base shop. I always want to learn. If I see anything or hear anything, I want to be in that base shop. In fact, I think I sneaked into you guys' base shop a couple of times too on a Saturday. So the more you learn in this business, it's going to be better for you because you'll have different people that you're going to sit down with, that you're going to know what solutions to offer them and why. Show up to every meeting. The meetings is what built me. When I first started, we used to do the WSB call on Tuesday at noon, a phone call, not a Zoom where we're seeing the screen. It was a phone call. And I would call on my break while I'm at my job or teaching. I would call in and listen on my phone. So these trainings are going to help you. It's going to build your mindset. And you want to stay plugged in, because if you go a whole week without plugging into the system, you're going to eventually drift. You do not want to drift, because what else is better out there, right? So show up to every training, even if you have to listen, and even if you're driving, put on your headset, well, not your headset, put the phone or whatever on speaker and listen. Get plugged into the training, attend the webinars. Well, we don't have trips now, but prior to COVID, you want to be on all the trips. And how you get on the trips is by qualifying, because it's going to build your mindset. A to-do list. I always have my to-do list. I have a running to-do list. Every Sunday, I dedicate about an hour. Who am I going to call this week? Who do I need to follow up? And that also includes the companies. Which company I need to call to follow up with, but most importantly, the clients, because I know exactly every week who I'm going to see, what type of appointments I'm doing. And the goal is always to keep adding people to my to-do list, right? You want to be organized. We're not in the office. So your laptop, your computer, your desktop, your iPad, your phone, you want to organize yourself digitally by having folders and get yourself set up, because it's not okay for you to be out on the street and someone calls you and say, hey, I want to, can you tell me XYZ? And you're like, oh, I'll call you when I get home. No, my laptop is with me all the time. My iPad is with me all the time. I could be walking, I get a phone call, I got to go in, run illustration. I'm always ready to do business. So you want to organize yourself. And your phone calendar is also another way to organize yourself. Use your phone calendar. If you speak to someone today and they tell you, oh, check back with me in 2-3 days, immediately I put it in my calendar with my notes and the follow-up date when I have to call the client again, because I would forget. So put stuff in your calendar so you are reminded, and also not just reminded, but you're reminded what to say. What did you do with that person? Because when you have a lot of clients, you're not going to remember what you did last week and what you're following up with 2-3 weeks from now. So maximize your phone calendar. Honestly, guys, I'm sold out to this business. I believe in what we do. I know we're doing good for families, and I just run with it. And that pretty much concludes my training.
Hey, you guys, let's unmute. Let's unmute and let's give Odetta.
Thank you, Odetta.
Thank you.